Hey guys, Nick4711 here with another Minecraft video. Except today's video is not an invention. Rather, it is an informative video about the properties of sugarcane and the best ways of farming it. So let's get started. First off, sugarcane can be placed on 3 blocks. That is, grass, dirt, and sand. Sugarcane can be planted like that if water is in one of these 4 blocks where there are water. The ones where I have placed a lapis lazuli blocks are places where you cannot place sugarcane even if there's water there. I will now showcase this. So, if we only had one of these blocks as water, sugarcane could still be planted. However, even if we had this filled with water, this filled with water, and all of those, sugarcane could not be planted there. I'm right-clicking currently, and it doesn't work. There used to be a debate as to whether sugarcane grew faster on sand blocks or grass or dirt blocks. However, this is no longer a rumor. It has been in fact debunked. They all grow the same. Generic B tested this in a video. You can click here. Boom. When it comes to manual sugarcane farming, there are generally 3 farms that are used. The first is a really simple farm. It is simply paths of water and then a path of sugarcane next to it. The sugarcane to blocks ratio is 128 blocks out of the 256 possible blocks. That's a 50% cover rate. Farm 2 is a path of water with a path of sugarcane to both sides of it. This would mean you can put 2 paths of sugarcane next to each other because on one's left there is a path of water and on one's right there is a path of water. The efficiency on this is 60%. 160 out of 256 possible blocks are occupied by sugarcane. Farm 3, while not as commonly used as Farm 2, is the most efficient one. It is a little bit more complex, which is why it has this aerial view, but I will explain the water patterns now. The way it works is, if you start at the bottom row, it is 1 block of water in the bottom left corner. You then move 4 blocks to the right, all of which would be dirt, and then you place another block of water. This pattern goes on, and then when you are at the end, or the bottom right corner, you go up 1 block, and then 2 to the left, you place another block of water, and then do the same 4 dirt, 1 water pattern as we did before. As I said before, Farm 3 is the most efficient farm that I have here. Out of 256 possible blocks, it covers 190 with sugarcane, and that is a 75% cover rate. However, since it is a bit more complex to build, it is not used as much as Farm 2. What I have here is a standard piston sugarcane farm. When the sugarcane grows to too high, you can then complete the redstone circuit, and the pistons will push off the sugarcane, just like that. The reason I use full blocks is so that the sugarcane cannot pop off to the left and then easily get stuck there. However, what does happen sometimes is that the sugarcane gets stuck on the side of the block which it grew on. So, to test the amount of times that will happen, I have channels of water that go 100 blocks out, including the 6 blocks I have here. I am now going to fill this entire area with a piston sugarcane farm, and then see you after I'm done building. And now we wait for it to grow. And all the sugarcane has grown to be too high. I then proceeded to cap it all off from growing, just like that. And now I'm going to complete the signal, and all the sugarcane will be pushed off. We'll then see how much of the 200 sugarcane that has been pushed off remains on the block it grows on. Alright, so the way we're going to check this is we're going to put this away, and we're going to fly through at this height. That way we don't pick up what's on the bottom, but we pick up what's here. So out of 200 so far, we have 1, and now let's see how many we get. Alright, so it turns out that I got 29 out of 200. I'll now proceed to do this another 4 times in order to get the result out of 1,000. I'll keep a chest over here with all the drops in it, and I will come back to you after the other tests. Test 3. Oops, hello. This piston failed. Test 4. And the last test, test number 5. And that was test number 5. I am extremely shocked by the 5th test outcome, although the first 4 seemed relatively reasonable. So, since this is out of 1,000, each side here having 100 sugarcane that we pushed off. So that's 200 sugarcane popped off a test. We did that 5 times, which is 1,000 sugarcane. Out of the 1,000 sugarcane, we had 135 of them. I quickly checked on a calculator, and that is a 7.407 chance, with the 407 repeating, of the sugarcane getting stuck. So we'll round that to just 7.4, and that is the answer. So that means that 7.4 of the time when you have pistons push off the sugarcane will get stuck on the block. So the next thing I want to do is build a sugarcane farm that, upon harvesting, gives us just enough sugarcane to build the 15 bookcases that you will need in 1.3 to fully enchant your item. So what I have here is I've quickly designed a stackable sugarcane farm that will, when I stack it up, will drop a little bit over 135 sugarcane with the 7.4% fail rate in there. So I will build 15 of these with 10 on each layer, of course, which will be 150 sugarcane. 7.4% of that is about 138 sugarcane as a remainder. So I will now get to building those 15 levels, and then I will come back and show you the result. Alright guys, I have finished building my sugarcane harvester. It is 15 levels with 10 harvestable sugarcane on each level. While that should come out to 150, we will get the 135 that we wanted because of the 7.4 fail rate that we discovered over here, where the sugarcane lands on the block it grew on. The wall at the back is so that sugarcane does not get stuck over here where the redstone is. The few openings are there because of the complicated redstone that happens every few levels. 135 sugarcane, which we should get, is just enough for the 15 bookcases you will need for a full enchantment room in the coming 1.3 update. So, without further talking and blabbering, let's harvest our sugarcane. Alright, let's see how much we got. Alright, that is 120. So the reason we are getting a little bit less, I would assume, is because with a stacking design like this one, the sugarcane has a larger chance of getting stuck because it falls down multiple levels and can get stuck on more sides like that. When it comes to which block you want to place your sugarcane on, I recommend the dirt or grass blocks instead of the sand block because the sand block is affected by gravity and therefore makes it harder to place. Sugarcane can only be placed when water is one of the 4 spaces where it is now. It only needs to be in one of them. However, it cannot be in the places over here where the water is diagonal to the block. That does not count as adjacent. When it comes to manually farming, I recommend the 3rd farm over here for space and the consumption of it and the efficiency. However, if you want easier farming, I guess this one is a little bit easier to farm. However, if you do put lily pads on the water blocks here, this one is also relatively easy to farm. When it comes to farming sugarcane with pistons, when sugarcane is pushed off of a root block, it has a 7.407 chance of falling on the block below it and getting stuck. When it comes to farming it, there are two designs, which is this lengthy one and this tall one. This one is more efficient because, as you can see with this one, when the sugarcane is harvested at the top here, or any of the higher ones, it has a much bigger chance of getting stuck on any of these rows down here as I go down. However, while this one is more efficient, it is extremely large. So if you are tight on space, I recommend my design right here that I will put up a tutorial for in a few days. If it's already up, there should be an annotation on the screen by now. So, I hope by now you know everything about sugarcane and how to farm it, and I will see you guys some other time.